Hey guys, it's Wednesday, middle of the week. Well done for being halfway through another week of home learning. 2 more days, Easter holidays, where you're going to do roughly the same thing that you're doing right now, because we can't go out or go anywhere. Anyway, even during the holidays, I think I'll continue with this, and cuddly owl puppet. Hi everyone. Who are you? Shh. Chapter 24. Stay right there, Lilo, Mum told me. She grabbed her handbag. She thrust her keys into my hand. Lock the door behind me with this key, see here? And only open it to me or Tiber. Do you understand? I took the keys and Mum ran out the house. For a moment she paused, as though unsure which way to go. And then she started sprinting the way we go as a shortcut to the shops. Yes, I meant shops, sorry. I did as Mum said and locked the door behind her. There was also a thin-looking silver chain, and I put that on as well, although it didn't look very strong. It reminded me of a bracelet I used to have. For a while I sat by the window in the sitting room. As each person passed, I looked out for Mum and Tiber, but they didn't return. After a while I sat awkwardly on the sofa, feeling I should be doing something, yet not knowing what. And then, as though drawn like a pin to a magnet, I picked up the keys Mum had given me, unlocked the door, took off the chain. I closed it quietly behind me and peered down the road. There was no sign of Mum, no sign of Tiber. I suddenly wished that everything was different. I wished that Tiber hadn't run away and that Mum hadn't followed him, that I hadn't sneaked out of the house, that we're all together now eating Mum's sweet potato stew. That's not how things were. And when I looked one way down the street and then the other and still didn't see anyone, I headed towards the old man's house. I glanced at the bin, at the teetering bags of rubbish and the grey lamppost, but there was nothing slotted into the little space today. I noticed that the door to the old man's house was even older and shabbier than ours. It was blue, just like ours, but it was much more faded, and the number 96 was brown with rust. I looked for a doorbell or a knocker, but there was nothing like that, so I just used my fist to knock. There was no answer, and I wondered if I hadn't done it loud enough. I knocked again, with much more force. Rap, rap, rap. I thought I heard someone moving around inside, but at that moment I heard voices down the street, and without looking to see who it was, I quickly darted back into our house and locked the door behind me. The voices got closer and closer until they were just outside the door. They were laughing high voices. They didn't sound like Mum or Tiber, and then gradually they got quieter and further away, until there was no sound left but the steady thumps of music from next door. I ventured outside again. I saw it immediately. There was something lodged in the gap between the lamppost and the bin, where only minutes before there had been nothing. I looked up and down the street. The old man couldn't have been far away. It had been bundled into a plastic bag, so it stayed in the space, but it came away easily when I tugged it. Inside I found shiny, caramel-coloured acorns. There were 5 of them. I'd seen them on the table in Mrs. Doyle's room, and she had told me what they were. These ones, though, were much bigger. Do you know what an oak tree looks like, Lulu? Mrs. Doyle told me. Or asked me. I shook my head. She grabbed one of her tree books and licked her finger to flick through the pages. Here. She prodded one of the pictures to show a huge tree. Its trunk was staggeringly thick and its branches bent at angles, making wiggly lines. One little acorn, Mrs. Doyle said, and it grows into this. Amazing, right? I nodded. It truly did not seem possible. It made me think of the towering shea tree that grew near my grandmother's house. She died a few years ago, but I still remembered visiting her. She was an ancient-looking woman, but when she smiled, she looked as young as a girl. Magic, she used to tell me, grasping my hand with hers. Magic can appear in the most unexpected places. Lilo, it's just about looking out for it. I held the acorns tight in my hand and thought about the 5 trees they could grow into. I imagined them started to sprout in my hand. I would have to throw them into the road. Their roots would shoot downwards and split the tarmac, while their branches reached upwards, up to the sky, growing taller with each second that passed. They would tower over my house, those 5 trees, and you would no longer be able to see the buildings all around. It would be a little island of trees, an island of my own. I knocked at the old man's door again, but still no answer. I pressed my ear to it. I was sure I heard someone moving inside. But when I knocked once more, the door remained resolutely shut. I rotated the acorns in my hand and then took out the smallest one, holding it tightly in my fist so you couldn't see that it was there. I squeezed hard and wished. Let the door open. Open, open, open. For a moment, nothing happened. Then I heard the sound of the lock clicking. The door slowly edged open. Oh my god! Oh my god! So exciting! Anyway, that's that for today. More tomorrow, more through the Easter holidays. I hope you're still enjoying it. Hope you're still working hard. But remember, stay safe, stay happy, stay curious, and stay you. Not you.